Hello, I'm Greg Benevent, and welcome back to day two of the Burbank Comedy Festival. Today, I'll be hosting the live stream portion of it as we have some of the absolutely hilarious comics who have great shows tonight as part of the festival. And before we start anything off, we have to thank the many wonderful sponsors we have that allow us to put this festival on, starting with Visit Burbank. Just that, as well as downtown Burbank, two places that make it really do a big part of the tourism aspect of bringing people into Burbank, which is really one of the most livable and fun places to go around, really all of Southern California. We also have, what are we looking at? We got the Story Tavern, which frankly for many years has been one of my favorite locations, and not just Burbank, but throughout Los Angeles. I was there even before it had that second game room area. That's really one of my favorite places to drink, and we're very happy to have them as a sponsor on the festival. Also have the UME Federal Credit Union. They've been with us for a long time. We're very grateful to have them as well. Budweiser. Not really a whole lot you could say about Budweiser that hasn't already been said. That's kind of one of the biggest brands in the world. We're grateful to have them here on the festival as well. Speaking of other favorite places of mine in Burbank that also happen to sponsor this, Barney's Beanery. They're right across. I don't know. They're across the block. I mean, you can just walk there from Flappers. I can't tell you how many times I've gone there after a show when Flappers Bar is closed. It's like, all right, I don't want this wonderful night to end. It's going to continue at Barney's and continue being wonderful there. And the Hilton Garden Inn, which is where the festival usually, well, the festival doesn't end there, but maybe a climax is there. That's where Friday night tends to be, as the where they've released like Best of the Fest. We have a wonderful party there, and really that's just when friends of mine come in to the area and I can't put them up in my very small apartment. That's kind of the place where I suggest they go. And yeah, those are just some of the many great sponsors we have for this. But what we also have today, now that we've told you who's made this possible, it's time to tell you about who you're here to see. And starting with one of my favorites, who's got a great show tonight. Feels weird to be sitting in the other stool opposite him, but would you please welcome up to the dais, to the table, Mr. Peter Murphy. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. It feels odd to be on the other side of this, but I'm so glad you're here, man.
Greg, I want to always be on your side. And wherever side you're on, I want to be. And also I'll mention,
please,
as far as the Hilton Garden Inn, there's a lot. That is where the climax of the festival is, because a lot of hotels are known to be home to many sorts of climaxes. And that is a great place to stay and be, and to welcome that sort of energy, that sort of excitement.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And frankly, we need a little bit more of that kind of excitement here in this festival.
Sure.
But yeah. So tell me about you've got a show tonight, correct? Is that right?
Yeah, Greg. Tonight it's at 7:30 in the Yoo-Hoo Room. It's funniest people you've never heard of.
Okay.
The live podcast funniest people. And it's a lot of fun. A lot of gives me good opportunities to feature some new friends and introduce some people to a new lineup of comedians.
Absolutely. And I just want to say personally, I've had been very fortunate to do the cold open on this show a lot of times. And like, there's a lot of times when someone comes up with a name for a show and it's like kind of bogus. Like you'll see like, oh, it's the craziest night ever. And then it's not. It's just the same comics you've ever seen. This is not that. It really is the funniest people you've never heard of. Like they are genuinely hilarious.
That's funny because like in Los Angeles and Los Angeles, greater Los Angeles, Burbank, whatever, there's comedy shows that have zany names that make sense for the theme, and then there's just crazy names for no reason.
Yes.
It's like the Bobo's No Material wank off. It's like, what is this gonna be? Or it's like piano night. Like, okay, if someone's playing piano. I don't know. What's the craziest show title you've ever been on?
Well, for me, honestly, it wasn't one I was on because I would never be on this, but it's one that stands out to me the most is that I heard about a show called Virgin Sacrifice. And I heard of it from the person who was the Virgin Sacrifice. And what they explained to me was that, they did 3 minutes of stand-up for their very first time up, and they got to perform with all these famous people, all these comics you've heard of. Like, wow, that was a really great deal. And the guy said, yeah, and then he ended with, and all I had to do was bring 50 people. And they let me do that. And to me, that's all I remember thinking, like 50 people are coming to my actual funeral, to like my wedding someday. I'm never doing that for a show. So that's the one that always stands out to me. isn't the most exploitive, horrible thing I've ever heard. So
I got to perform with all these great comics, and what'd you have to do? Oh, you had to bring 50 people. That's my God, yeah.
Mhm.
At the end of our lives, if we would be happy to have 50 people that even would show up. I'm saying show up while we're still alive. Adults, we're tired. Everyone's tired. We get it.
Mhm.
Just show up. Show up tired.
Right.
That's a Gen Z thing. If we're in our, whatever age you are, you're tired. But also, like, let's borrow from Gen Z and let's have, show up in your show up
Oh,
in
yeah.
your basketball shorts. Show up in your Adam Sandler outfit. Who cares?
Goblin mode, I think they call it. Like, you can come out in goblin mode. I mean, I
Yeah,
think
come out in goblin mode. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Let me see your best Billie Eilish. Like come out dressed as like casual Billie Eilish. That's oh my gosh. What was the craziest show I've ever been on?
Please.
The name of it is probably I can't really think of like a crazy show.
Well, I mean, is it or maybe one that just like had a name that was not at all descriptive of what the show ended up being.
Great point. So a couple years back,
Okay.
and the show was New York versus LA.
Oh.
And the guy who had booked the show just put in the biggest names on the festival.
Okay.
And didn't check with him. And the show was at 2 a.m.
Oh,
so this is like a round the clock type of
right, because they're open till 4 in New York, right?
Yeah,
Going
but this
on and on.
festival, Hill Coast Marathon, this festival was like all for 2 days. And Tim hadn't told anybody, but it was just like, hey, on the festival app, you're scheduled to do this, Peter. And then we show up, and we didn't know like what to do, like, after every improv scene, or like that we would come out and be like, and that's the difference between New York and LA. And it was just had nothing to do with anything. It was just like, it was just like, oh, someone's starting dating.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
my God.
I don't know. I think that's so overdone. And also, like, are we still competing?
I can't imagine in a world where everything is so compressed to online, where you can broadcast from anywhere at any time. It feels even goofier to have these kind of geographical non-rivalries and things.
Yeah. As a Pittsburgh guy, I really enjoyed Pittsburgh when I went there. I went to a Pirates game.
Oh, there
I
you
got
go.
to see the Andy Warhol Museum.
And not to age myself, if you were at PNC Park, River. Okay.
Right.
Okay. I'm old.
I always forget how many rivers there are.
That's not an uncommon thing. I mean, that's
saying
totally
5
understandable.
rivers. How many rivers are there?
Well, technically Three Rivers Stadium, the Monongahela, they meet at the confluence, which is a word you never hear anywhere else. The two rivers become one. So
stop using that word, damn it. Let's quit retiring. Okay, cancel culture, you've gone too far. Let's bring a confluence of vocabulary within our
5 minutes for the first cancel culture. We almost made it, folks.
Cancel culture. Okay, but how many rivers are in Pittsburgh?
Well, there's more than that. That's the main ones. I lived there till I was 21 years old. I don't even know. I mean, it's because I used to go up to Conneaut Lake with my family, and so we'd only go downtown. Really, my old man worked in town, but yeah, I don't even know off the top of my head. I really don't. There's just a lot. It's like Venice, but more cheese. Yeah.
Well, but there's 3 rivers. Oh, I don't know how many rivers are, but there's a ton of bridges.
Yes.
And what I loved about Pittsburgh is not the amount of rivers or the the water, or even the baseball stadium, which was just lovely.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I loved how everybody there sort of had a little bit of a chip on their shoulder in terms of their artistry and like the artist culture. Not a lot of people associate Andy Warhol with Pittsburgh, but he was born there, and obviously himself in New York. But New Yorkers are very in LA. But like, what is it? What is it to have pride about Pittsburgh? Because I don't know, and I'm always curious about that. Because coming from Florida, we have things here and there. Like we love Pitbull, we love T-Pain. but anybody that I don't get along with anybody who loves anything in Miami. So
Oh, okay.
that's not for me. But like for Pittsburgh, what's the Pittsburgh like? What is it? Pittsburgh? You eating pierogies every other day?
Oh, no, I ate all those things for a long time. That's in large part how I got so heavy. For me, I kind of I think it's
Mm,
something that's really passed down. I mean, my father worked in the city for a city employee for, I don't know, for decades. My mom taught, elementary school children in the city for
oh,
decades. So it's but what I can say is that whenever I run into someone from Pittsburgh or I see them, there's always this, moment where my heart gets lighter. There's this real sense of recognition, like, "Oh, wow, this is great to see another Pittsburgher. It's wild." So
is that
yeah.
what you call them, Pittsburghers?
I mean, well, Yinzers, that's the term. I mean, that's
Yenzers?
the phrase. It's yeah, if you never had the it's Yins is the Pittsburgh version of y'all. It means the exact same thing. But it's, I mean, I don't know how we try not to say it too often. It comes off as uneducated if you do it at a certain point. But yes, that's I used to have a podcast with Kyle Christ called What Yin's Talking About. Yes, it's so yeah, that's that would Yinzer would be the phrase if I were to run into someone else. We don't say it to each other all that often, but I mean, I have a lot of relatives that will say it to me whenever I go home.
And
Yes.
it's interchangeable
It
with
means
y'all.
y'all. It means the exact same thing as
Yens.
y'all. Yeah, Y, I is an indigo, N is an U, Z is in Z.
Yen.
Yens.
Oh.
Mhm.
So Yen's coming to the show tonight.
Exactly.
That's how
That's
it is
in
it?
fact, that's exactly what it would be. When I was younger and trying to be more, and I wanted to be the puffed up intellectual far more
Right.
so than now. I used to like to think of the contraction of you ones but I don't think that's at all the case. I think that was something I kind of rationalized myself into.
Right. So
Mhm,
like,
mhm.
oh yeah. Like, oh,
But that's
Yen's
not it.
doing anything tonight?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yin's going down air. That's another one that yeah,
Yen's
it
going
and
down there.
yes, D down becoming DAHN, and, yeah, that's a lot of Pittsburghese. I don't know if that necessarily answers your question about what it is I have pride in. Here's the worst things of
No,
the accent. I don't think that's correct. Uh,
I think we need to embrace what makes us different.
I couldn't agree more with that,
And
yeah.
I'm gonna adopt that.
I hope you're certainly welcome to it. I mean, there'll be time I'll say it more to Los Angeles people than if I'm talking to someone I know is from Western PA or Pittsburgh. It's
Yeah.
not like it's because I'm not sure. Like, am I pandering? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be too.
I just think
Against.
it's fun and unique. Like
It
I like
is.
to use y'all in
Mhm.
places, just because it's like all inclusive.
Certainly.
But Yinzer,
Mhm.
Yins, like just Yins. That
Yes.
sounds like like a like a fake tobacco patch. Uh, oh yeah, can I get a couple of Yins? Oh man, I'm all out of Yins.
I had
You know,
Yin's chew. It was the best I got my mouth.
Yins. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Florida Pride. Couldn't tell you, but my hometown, Cape Coral, that we have.
Okay.
You're talking about all your rivers,
Please.
and you're a little too proud of rivers going in and
I
around
definitely
Pittsburgh.
came on too strong. That's a good note, Peter.
In Cape Coral, in Cape Coral, Florida, we have most canals in any city in the world,
Mm.
including Venice. And what is unique about that is that
Please.
these are man-made canals.
Oh,
Because
okay.
Cape Coral, Florida, in Southwest Florida, that town, city,
Mhm.
township, whatever you want to call it, was
Yeah.
built on swampland,
Oh.
where one might be able to argue. Yins could probably argue,
There it is.
like
I'm glad
oh
I've
well,
infected you already.
we were never meant to, you know, uh, live on this land or whatever in city capacity. But like this is my hometown, Cape Coral, Florida, swampland, and it was sold to people in the Northeast as like vacation year round,
Oh.
and they built man-made canals and made it a city, which could have worked out well, but the fact that hurricane season is so hardcore there,
Oh, jeez.
it's a tough place to live. But
Okay.
there's not really pride about the canals, but
Okay.
everybody finds a way to embrace boating culture and fishing culture.
Oh,
And get a little
okay.
boat, whether you have a little boat. In high school, I had like a really small boat.
Oh,
It
okay,
was like in
cool.
Ace Ventura when he like takes out the like personal van and
Oh,
he
yes.
puts it behind him and he like uses it as a propeller. Like that's the size of my boat, you know. I think I was doing that before I could.
Nice, nice. Cool, cool, cool. What I found interesting about what you were saying is that you talk about, Florida pride and, like, how it was the entire state, whereas, like, someone like me from a state that has I would never think of Pennsylvania pride. Like, I went to college in
Mm,
Philadelphia, but I grew up in Pittsburgh, so, like, I see them as 2 very different entities. So, like, I would never say Pennsylvania pride, but I could see having pride and like, "Oh, there's someone from Pittsburgh, someone come out of that." So it's interesting when you mention from Florida, like,
mm.
is it based on, like, the cities there, like the ones I've heard of as a layperson who's been frequently like Miami, Orlando, Tallahassee,
I
etcetera.
suppose I should, like, boil that down or, like, narrow it down, like, people coming from Cape Coral, Florida, it's Southwest Florida, just below
Okay.
Tampa, about a couple hours.
That was
Southwest
gonna be my next question, where it was located in the state.
Southwest
Okay,
Florida, the
okay.
Gulf of Mexico?
Bold
And
political
I
stances
know,
have been heard.
cancel culture. Uh, we will tie our personality to, one, 3 college football teams.
Okay.
University of Florida
Mhm.
Gators in Gainesville,
Yeah.
Tallahassee, the Florida State Seminoles,
Mhm.
or Miami,
Okay.
and most of those people never attend one of these schools. It's
Which
just
one was yours? Which one did you,
good question.
Okay.
I really adopted the Gators just because
Oh,
Gainesville was the most fun. It's a
okay.
great music town.
Oh.
Leslie Jake is from there.
Oh, okay. God, even I
Uh,
remember Leslie Jake.
yeah,
Yeah, they were good.
Tallahassee is cool
Oh.
too. They have some good bands as well. But I just think Gainesville is like a college city, and
Mm.
just a lot of music, a lot of fun, a lot of if you can culture, if you can believe it.
Wow.
If you can believe it, if you can even believe it, but that's like, that's Florida, and probably the most recognized university in Florida.
No, I think that's right. I also appreciate how your answer is not about, Heisman trophies or national championships. You actually went
Ha,
into the culture. It wasn't just like, "Oh, I love, that you're Danny Warfel." Like, go with
ha!
them all the
Oh,
way.
dude,
Like,
Danny Werfel, loved
it's
some
like
Danny Werfel. I had friends go to UF the same
okay.
time as Joakim Noah,
Oh,
and
oh,
those were the best
okay.
times to be
I would
I slept
imagine. I would
I
imagine,
slept on
yes.
many a couch, slept on many a couch. And, that's kind of what I kind of bring to my stand-up too,
Okay.
is I talk about, Florida times,
Mhm.
couch parties,
Mm.
and, wild, wild moments, and alligators. All of that, going into tonight's performance, which should be a lot of fun, and also I
Hit
have
me.
prizes for it.
Hey, that's a lot more than you're gonna get at any stand-up show, regardless of how goofy the name is. That's a
Some
nice
Yes,
thing.
exactly.
Mhm.
Some are physical media like DVDs, and other things are, hey, I don't wear this shirt anymore. Uh, and you know what? This is a birthday gift for a woman who's no longer in my life. So I guess it all goes somewhere. It all goes somewhere.
That's the actual paying it forward. This is the real thing, is it
Yes,
shirt. So
thank you. Yes. Sorry about the framing.
cool, cool, cool. Well, who's good? You mentioned, I mean, I don't know if this is a spoiler. Feel free to shoot me down, but the
Sure.
show's called The Funniest People You've Never Heard of. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the folks that are going to be on it tonight?
Yeah, I'm really excited about a couple people. I
Mhm.
won't give away the full lineup, but
Great.
Justin Foster is fantastic.
Oh, God, I
He's
love
good.
Justin.
He has a
Yes.
really
That's worth
he's
seeing
really
just for
podcast.
him. The rest of the comics, I'm sure, are great too, but that one's absolutely
Incredible.
worth seeing. Mhm.
Brad Stillnitzer,
Mhm.
who
Oh, yeah.
just did a Fast and the Furious musical off Broadway, and so I'm excited to hear about how that had gone and some behind the
Yes.
scenes stuff.
Mhm.
Alexis Prego,
Hmm.
who is not only just a funny comedian, but also owns this line of razors called Tomboy Razors, and it's a
Oh,
very affordable, very sharp razor
wow.
for women,
Okay.
and everybody really. But
Yeah. Okay.
very cool. Also, Devin Perry is incredible. She's on the show. She performs with Stefano a bunch,
Oh,
and then
jeez.
Avery Ross, who you might see at a couple other clubs around the city here, and
Mhm.
then Beth Greenman, who is one of my favorite
That was the
comics.
one I was hoping you were gonna say. I've
Yeah,
had
Beth
Beth
is
on my
incredible.
little show. I love Beth. Yes.
Oh
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, Beth is
Mhm.
incredible and really
Mhm.
fun.
Mhm.
Very sharp wit, very I love perspective.
Yes. I think I drove her to a show that I produced, and I think it took about 60 seconds in my car for her to start explaining just queer theory and Emma and Jane Austen, and then she
Oh, yeah,
transitioned
yeah.
from that immediately to the New York Mets. Like there was
Yes.
no gap in that, and I was like, "This is fantastic.
We
This
went and
is
saw Clueless together at Cinespedia, and she was
oh
like, "Oh,
nice."
this is
Yes,
this is
right.
yeah, yeah.
It definitely is.
Well, I'm excited for the show tonight. It's gonna be
Yes.
great. 7:30 in the Yoo-Hoo Room should be a lot of fun. As people in the greater Inman County do, they wait till the last second to get their tickets. So
Mhm.
now's the time to do it.
Well, this is absolutely, and this would be a great one to see. Is there anything I didn't mention that you want to say? 'Cause this has been
Ooh, you can find me online at Peter Burbank on Instagram.
great.
Yeah, follow the podcast, funniest people you've never heard of. Our season 2 just ended, but we're going to be releasing some fun archived clips, and our Patreon is very active right now with behind the scenes.
Cool. Well, thank Peter. I could talk to you all day. This was fantastic.
Greg,
So good
thanks so
seeing
much
you,
for
buddy.
having me,
Absolutely.
man.
Dude, thank you for doing this.
All
Man,
right,
calm me
perfect.
down. There he is, Peter Murphy. Absolutely, folks. Clap in your house, wherever you are. And look at this. We didn't even have to introduce him. Look at it. The man with the best shirt in all of comedy. Please welcome back to his own room, Mr. Snyder.
I've noticed you've had a fascination with this shirt for a long time.
It is. I grew up in the 90s, and even though I was from Pittsburgh, as we covered at length with the last guy, I enjoyed the San Jose Sharks and the teal and all that. That 60 Minutes once did a thing in the 90s about how the Sharks were outselling even Jordan's Bull because it was teal and black would get men and women to buy everything. So I have all this teal stuff that's like buried in my mom's attic that no one's ever going to wear again. And this reminds me of that every time I see you in it.
Good, and frankly, from that, I can't tell if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
It always looked nice.
Okay,
Seriously, it
good,
always looked
good.
nice. I mean, there's a reason that.
So, I mean, I'm worried that this is like I don't know where emotional buttons this is pushing. So I don't know if this is you're in teal or you're in teal. Great.
The former, definitely the former.
Good, good.
Teal reminds me of youth, more carefree times. I
I see,
definitely
okay.
enjoyed
Can
wearing teal.
I confess my favorite thing you ever said?
Please.
It was always funny on stage, of course. where you see him hosting regularly on Saturdays at the Yoo-Hoo Room here at Flappers Comedy Restaurant. Still celebrating the repeal of prohibition.
Hey, I don't think anybody's ever said it to me that wasn't
Play
a
the theme
recorded
song.
voice.
We can't play the theme song, can we? All right.
We can comment.
Da-da-da-da-da. All right. But it was we were on a podcast, and you were. It was something about there was a picture of a bunch of people wearing cowboy hats at one of the Steelers games, and you said,
I can explain the story.
and you said it was something to the effect of, if I were in a situation where everyone around me was wearing a cowboy hat, I would feel a pressure to also wear a cowboy hat. And I feel nothing says Greg Benefit more like that sentence of just being like, oh God, boy, I didn't get the email.
I mean, just to be clear, not that anyone watching this is going to get these references. It was former Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger was out at dinner with Mel Blount, the Hall of Fame cornerback, who goes everywhere still in a cowboy hat. And there was a third person who we did not know in a cowboy hat. This guy was also wearing a cowboy hat with them. And I remember at the time, the great Cal Kreis asked me, if you were with them, would you wear a cowboy hat? And yes, I'm there with two men who have made millions and millions of dollars and are world famous and much, much bigger. They're wearing cowboy hats. Well, I'm probably getting one too, maybe on the way. But yes, that contact, that definitely explains better to Josh. I brought up both NFL Hall of Famers.
So you're saying that you would, we need to get you to the point in your life where you have the confidence to say, no, I don't need to do this. They can do it. That's fine. I don't need to do this.
I mean, now that you put it that way, there is part of me that would be like, maybe if I was sitting in that place, be like, am I worthy of the cowboy hat? Like I said, would I be? Maybe these guys wear the cowboy hat. And I'm just the guy without the hat today. Like that. I could see that too. That might be the other less confident way with that.
This is the problem. We overthink.
Honest to God.
Is that your phone, by the way?
That is.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
Don't forget.
I was yes. Oh man.
Okay.
Is there anything you wanted to talk about? You came up with such purpose. I was thinking, like, wow, I
want to make sure we're covering all the events, and so I just gonna go through the calendar. Starting with tonight, we have Wittiest Women with Wendy Liebman happening at 5 p.m. in the main room, and then we have Sundays with Jeff Garland happening at 7:30 in the main room. We have Ken Knapsack, who's about to be. He's actually here.
I keep seeing him pacing around. He's in the bullpen.
He's about to come up.
Yes.
and he's got his show, and we know Peter Murphy has his
Oh
show.
man, do we ever? That's great.
We've got parties. We got parties coming up Tuesday
okay.
at Magnolia Corner,
Wow.
8 p.m. It's an open mic / after party.
Okay, now Magnolia Corner. Could you go into a little more detail about what exactly and where that is?
No.
Okay. I was ready to move on after that. Yes.
Yeah,
Right,
it's a new. It used to be the Tin Horn Flats.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But I wasn't 1,000% sure.
Well,
Okay.
Well, good.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Well, good to know that you can only be 1,000% sure before he comes up with a comment. Good to know. But yes, it's it's a great new restaurant that just opened up there, and they're soft opening.
Oh, okay. Cool. Which means, like they didn't open the back up too. I mean, I remember that was open way back when.
No, it's the back, the front and the back are open. Yeah.
So what does soft opening mean in this
Uh,
context?
It means that they kind of open limited hours.
Oh, okay.
Service
I see.
before,
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
You went to a completely different place with that.
I just wasn't sure. I mean, it's one of those things. My context to a soft opening. Okay, well, I'll go there in 2 weeks. Is usually what that meant. But this is different. They're going to be there Tuesday night with this thing.
Are you going to come Tuesday?
I actually am going to come. I'm going to come. I don't know if I'm not going to make the open mic, but I'll definitely be there for the after party.
Why would you?
Because I have acting class.
You can't skip.
No, I'm going up this week. I bombed last week in acting class, so I have to come back strong. So.
But wait a minute. But if it's that you don't bomb an acting class.
Oh, I did. I did.
What scene were you doing?
It was a self-tape workshop, and it was come in with an audition. And I was like, oh, I'll come in. I'll challenge myself to do it. Bring in an audition that I'd done previously in the past, but like not done well with. So I was like, okay, I'll learn something.
Can we workshop? What was the audition?
It was for the short. It was. I think it was called "I'm Not My Twin," and I was like, "Oh, this is bad," but I'm going to try it. And I was so bad in like the workshop in class. I was like, "Oh, I'm going to learn something," and all I learned was I should have picked a different audition.
What was like a monologue?
Yeah, it was a well, it was just my scene of diary, like you were doing a self tape.
Okay.
Like so, it's so you're just there in front of the screen, and I was holding a pack of crackers, and I was talking to my character had I'd started. After my wife died, I married her twin, and the twin was complaining that like I didn't like her cream of wheat, like I'd like the other lady's cream of wheat. And this was a drama and not a comedy, because that might have been hilarious and dark, but this was not that. And and it went very badly in front of a lot of people from my acting class, who frankly I'm bringing out to see me at Flappers. And I was going to do that anyway, but like now I especially feel like I have to be like, no, I am in this city for a reason, like not just because you so absolutely died.
Well, I bet you weren't.
See, it's interesting you say that, because I talked to somebody the next night, and they were like, "Wow, they thought I was okay." And I did my post-game show with my friends, where we sit in the parking lot and talk for hours about acting class, and they were like, there's been a lot of different opinions about that ever since. But that's why I'm coming back strong, and I'm going to miss this open mic. And maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll bomb here too. And then the second acting class, and they're like, "All right, now we gotta." I should have gone to the open mic.
Are you doing the same scene or
no? Totally different scene.
What's the scene you're doing?
We're doing Ian Esco, actually.
Oh, okay.
Ian Esco, the Chairs, with a friend of mine who's like one of the more talented and smart. So that's going to be like a real challenge. So
okay,
because a lot of them are like. Very like emotional and beautiful, but very few of them are like also intelligent. You've been in acting classes, you know how that goes.
Sure.
So there's also like, okay, this one's also not dumb. I got to raise my game a bit, and especially after last week.
Well, listen, I dare you to wear a cowboy hat.
It's funny. We're actually going to wear Ian Esco, and and he has the whole thing about meaninglessness. So yeah, that's the longest ever talked about Ian Esco in comedy clubs. We've been doing a comedy room, anything around comedy.
Didn't Ian Esco do the was it Rhinoceros?
Oh yeah,
yes.
I did that once in acting class too. I ripped off my shirt and threw it to my friend Eric at one point. Yeah, I was the rhinoceros, and somehow that meant fashion. That was what we got out of it by the end. So yeah.
No, I was a theater major. These are fun. These are fun theater major stories.
I don't get to talk about this with anyone else in comedy, so I'm glad we're having this moment. What did you do in that? Surely you've been in a bunch of acting classes.
Sure, I the scene where I had to play a soldier whose arm had been blown off in the war.
Oh wow!
And it did not go well.
Which war, if you don't mind me asking?
I think it was Vietnam.
Okay.
I think.
I mean, it'd be even tougher. It was like the Great War,
It was a war on drugs. It was weird. It was no particular reason why he needed to lose his arm.
Yeah.
It was stepped on a landmine, but it was a CVS. It was strange, very strange.
Why do you do that? I mean, is it just like, do you have it? Like, were you doing one of these? Like, what?
I spent my entire theater career trying so hard to cry
Oh,
and not
really?
crying. That was
Okay.
4 years of my life.
Really?
You don't get me, Priscilla. I just want to be left alone. Sorry, not with. I just want to be left alone.
You got to more torque when you only have one arm. You got to get more.
So
of the
it's
hips
so
into
it's
it.
very yelly, you know.
I'm very surprised to hear that you said that you couldn't cry. I mean, obviously you are someone that's the type of your mouth.
Because you seem like the type you should be crying every goddamn day of your
That's
life.
not what I was
We've got more people though.
Okay,
So,
great. Again, I can talk to you all day too.
Thank you for wearing this.
Absolutely, yes. I'm so glad it's dark. I've sweated through this completely. This is totally so.
I think it's I've sweat through that. I think
Oh,
it is not. Sorry.
Okay. See, this is what I'm used to the intellectuals.
Yeah,
No, I
sorry.
got to recalibrate him. I really do.
All right, I'm gonna leave now. Thank you.
Absolutely, yes. There he goes, as quick as he can, Mr. Joshua Snyder. He's here and he's not. He's the hummingbird and/or lightning bug of comedy. And speaking of, oh my word, look at this. I mean, you thought the last guy was well dressed. Look at this, folks. Here he is, Mr. Ken Nabzon.
I left my teal tie combo at home because I know Josh has the teal down. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing good. And
Yeah?
I'm always glad to see you, especially so today. This is my first time doing this.
Yeah.
So I've been a little nervous, but it's so good to have people I know as the other person talking. Peter and Joshua and now you. This is a very safe
AJ staring
mess
at you
for
in the
me.
back?
I do. AJ helps because AJ's a barometer. If AJ's not smiling, I'm like, okay, think of something different to say. Take a different tack.
I cannot imagine a better technical director than a former pilot. Sitting there with all the stream's going to stay up. The stream's staying up.
That's a really good point. It's not just like somebody that was in like a mailroom for a Hollywood agency. Right. This is somebody who's had real stakes before in something. I mean, I know that you are a nerd person just as myself, so I just want to say this wonderful suit. My first thought when I saw you was Zangief in Street Fighter 6.
Oh,
It's this suit kind of thing. That's probably my deepest nerd reference I've gotten out in a minute. Well, we did Ionesco with the
I was
last
going
match.
for
Let's go.
like evening manager at PF Chang's, but this is
Well,
perfect.
but you got a big upper body. That's why I thought you're not a short man.
I am a husky boy. Thank you, Craig.
You're not a short man. I didn't say.
I'm following your workout.
Oh,
All right?
oh,
They're
man,
working.
I'm trying.
They're
I'm
working.
trying to come back. I'm glad. I think it's you and Aunt Diane are the two people involved.
Well,
in
me
this,
and Diane are going to work out together. Can we get down to the serious brass tacks
sure.
conversation?
Absolutely fine. It's about time.
My Dolphins traded you two
Oh
starters.
man. Oh man. Yeah.
Two starters.
Yeah. It's,
Jalen
yeah. Well, Jalen Ramsey and Johnny
Smith.
Smith. But I will say you got back someone who's not just a great safety, but also a great leader person.
Yeah, who
and
didn't,
Mika
who didn't want to be there in the years ago.
No.
That's why you had him. Anyway,
There's
I'm
reasons
excited.
why that he didn't want to, all of which are gone,
All
because
of
they
which
were
are
in
gone.
Minnesota with Brian Flores. But also, too, they were playing Mink out of the position he wanted to play. And, but I mean, I was pretty sad to see Mink go, and Jalen Ramsey and Jonas Smith are going to have to do a lot in the black and gold to be able to justify
I was sad to see John go. But
Did
we meet up?
Did
we meet up this year, our teams?
Yes, actually, it'll be it's Hall of Honor night in Pittsburgh. It's Monday night. They're having the Steelers do their own Hall of Honor thing for guys that either aren't in Hall of Fame yet or soon to be in the Hall of Fame. They'll come out at halftime. So a lot of old guys come out. I think the Steelers wear throwback jerseys that night. It's one of those.
Is it like a Monday night game? Or
It is a Monday night game. I want to say it's December 15th because I might be there.
Oh, okay. Well, then we need to do a big bet where if the
I
Dolphins
don't
win.
bet.
Okay. Well, go with me here. If the Dolphins win,
Sure.
you have to do one of my bits.
Okay.
And if the Steelers win, I have to do one of your
Oh,
bits.
that's a bet non-involving money
Yeah.
whatsoever?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm encouraging money.
Oh, good. Ooh, hard. You barely afford to speak.
Bet
Sure, but yes.
responsibly. Betting now owns the NFL.
1-800-GAMBLER. This is the first. I think that's the first time. Yeah, I have that at the bottom of this too. Every other podcast. But, yeah, no. That's great, and and I know a fair amount about Star Wars. Not like anything like you, but I mean, I could certainly enough to swim my way through it. Yeah.
Look, you won awards for Nintendo.
I was recognized, and no one ever gave me anything other than
you were
the
a
recognition.
cover boy for
No,
Nintendo
I
Power.
wasn't on the cover. I was in the middle. Ken Griffey Jr. was on the the Nintendo Power issue.
You, Ken Griffey
That's
Jr.,
right,
same
exactly.
one.
Two people that had tough teenage years, if you know your Ken Griffey Jr. history. And
Yeah, he did. He did really, really bad for himself at 19. He tough year for Griffey Jr.
no, it was when Nintendo had bought that stake they had in Mariners. So then they released that game with it.
Yes. I like that game. The Ken Griffey 64
It
game.
was, no, this wasn't the 64
Oh.
game, dude. This was the Super Nintendo game.
Oh, there.
I remember playing in a competition. Now, this has gone so far off the rails. And it, like a truck that had the TVs with Super Nintendos on the back of it. And I remember being in a tournament in the parking lot of a mall. That's how weird the 90s were for those of you that are too young for this nonsense.
What drove you, other than just the pursuit of glory, to play in these kind of tournaments? I wish I had that kind of courage.
Well, they didn't have one. It's not anything like it is today, in that there were so
Esports.
precious few opportunities. Right? You took the ones you could, and when now how I heard about the Nintendo Ken Griffey Jr. Super Nintendo truck is going to be in the Ross Park parking lot. I have no idea whatsoever. It's not like that came over, that was on the radio or something. I have no idea how I learned that. Nintendo Power had their own competitions in the magazine, which is why I sent in to that. But I have one other tournament story. That's about
Do you regret not getting the chance to be an esports star in the present day? Do you feel you were born too early or just right?
I go
do you
back
game
and
now?
forth on that. No, I don't. I have not in decades. I watch games. I watch games in the background with their commentary if I just have to sleep. I mean, that's my method of it. I
Okay.
do that.
That's kind of your form of ASMR.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's my form of not playing video games. It's so I'm still getting whatever that weird thing in my body is without, but I can do something else. I can write, my job. I can, talk to somebody. Like,
So I'm getting into stars with video games.
Well, a
I
little
think we're
bit.
getting too deep.
no, I mean, yes,
AJ's
no.
trying to land the plane faster now because I've ripped open a star.
Well, yes and no. I mean, I honestly don't know how to answer the question. I thought about it a great length about, do I wish I'd been born in a later era, all that kind of thing. And maybe, okay, one, you don't know all the different roads, the multiverses, all the different ways they go. It's very hard for me not to think like, okay, maybe I go into this esports thing at a different time. Maybe I'm real good at these video games. Maybe I'm still 300 pounds. Maybe some of that goes wrong. Maybe I have some kind of health issue, with the bad genes and all that. Or maybe the other thing is, maybe I'm the guy from Shine. Maybe I go into it and I'm great as a 12-year-old, and then it's like, okay, now we're in a tournament with people that do this 12 hours a day and they live in Korea or something.
Yeah.
And then I'm nobody. I'm the guy that crushes at the SEC school in the 6th round of the NFL draft, and you never hear about him again. Maybe I'm the practice squad.
You just basically described the plot of the Jim Belushi movie, Mr. Destiny.
I don't know if I've ever seen that one. If I have, maybe it was on TBS in the background, like 1996. I was like,
Either he strikes out or he hits the home run and ends up with Rene Russo. But if he strikes out, he has another wife, and there's a lot of things going on here. I just wanted to see if you wanted to play Fortnite with me. That's all I wanted.
That's one I know nothing about. I mean, other than it's a cultural force, but that's one I don't usually watch in the background.
It's
so that
probably not relaxing.
So, I mean, we should probably talk about something. If you're remotely promotional today, again, I could talk to you for days. So you're dressed up for this, not just because you look fantastic, and not just because it's a nice thing to wear on a Sunday afternoon. Your show is called Hot Burbank Nights, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I mean, this is how I dress up to go to Wood Ranch, so it's kind of the same. But
they deserve it at Wood Ranch.
Shout out to Blue. Your way. Yeah. It's going to get crazy after. Yeah, I am honored to be part of the festival. This is my first year actually involved in the festival.
Seriously, I'm so surprised.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely surprised.
You know what? I do this thing because I have a fear of what's the success. When I have a chance to maybe be involved with something or get to know the community better, I run and hide because why put yourself out there and maybe succeed? I'm pretty Mr. Destiny, but very happy to be part of the opening weekend here. So yeah, I got a show you in about a hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
Hot Burbank Nights, great lineup. Very happy with the comics that are on the show.
Super.
And having a lot of fun. It's going to be great.
Excellent. Can you who's going to be on the show? I mean, without giving away the whole lineup, we did this with Peter, but I mean,
Well, I don't mind. It's no
oh,
spoilers.
good.
There's
Oh,
no
okay.
spoilers.
He had this whole secretive thing about it.
Oh,
Like,
no,
they're not
no.
like it's going to be revealed.
No,
like,
I want
okay.
people to come see.
There you go.
Hosted by two of my favorites, Kirsten Porter and Holly Batty.
Great people.
Lovely
Yes, I have
people.
Kirsten on my show
Yeah,
coming up in a little bit.
absolutely. They're hosting, running everything there. Then I've got Ed Greer, if you know Ed Greer.
Oh, yeah. That's
Ed Greer
hilarious.
destroys on social media. He's going to destroy. I got Lisa Gottman, who I've known for 20 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
My friend Amy Witchery, who we were in the Groundlings together 20 years ago.
Wow.
I
always forget you were.
Yeah, early 2000 classes and all that circle of people. And then Jeff May, you know Jeff May.
I do.
Yes,
you can't have a nerd show in the Valley without Jeff May showing up at some point.
And punching fascists and selling toys in the back. And then really excited. A friend of mine named Jason Boggs, old stand-up friend of mine, was at Acme Comedy Theater for years, was a regular sketch performer on Conan, and he kind of wandered out of comedy or stand-up, and I have tricked him into coming back tonight.
Oh, wow.
So
okay, so this is like this guy's first time in forever.
He probably doesn't want me putting that much kind of pressure on him.
But it's in 90 minutes. I mean, the pressure's going to come regardless.
You've already either gone comatose or braced your face. So, it's going to be a fun show. Then I'm doing some silly stuff at the top and at the end of the show.
Cool. Yes. Again, I can't get over the fact that it's your first time doing the festival. Because you're such a fixture here. I mean, I'm someone that's here a lot. I'm around here a lot. And I see you around here a lot. And I was just assumed you were a part of the fabric.
I also been in and out of comedy. I'm back full time for the last 5 years in stand up, but I had quit so many times that I never was around for the festival.
Gotcha.
That sounded way more depressing.
Well, no. I mean, it was my fault for leaning into the skit. I didn't know. I thought it was
I brought up some scars, and you brought up some scars.
Which is a real bit of a podcast. How can you absolutely
go deep. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're out there watching, you want to come on by. There's a lot of great shows here tonight, obviously.
Yes. Oh man. Yes. No. There's you could have such an incredible night just coming to Flapper, seeing all these different shows. You go to one show and then the next, and it's tremendous.
I don't lie. The food is spectacular.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's. I'm pretty particular about what it is that I eat.
You're so good and disciplined.
I am. Well, but that's because I've eaten everything else. I've been. It's not like there's something new. Oh, you haven't tried this one. I have. So this is I can eat.
I gotta walk off here. Can I ask you since I've got
I thought we were vamping.
One health tip here. When you're so disciplined and you have a bad night, like maybe the other night when I ate an entire pizza by myself in 30 minutes.
I've been to that show.
Yeah. What's the one tip to move forward from that debacle?
Well, it's that's a tough one because it's. Well, first off, it's the recognition of the idea that comfort food is simply not that, and that takes so long to get to. Is that the food will not actually comfort you? That it never did. It never did for me. What the other thing I try to do is, you can drink a lot of if I've had a bad night, real bad show, I'll either make myself some popcorn with no butter, no anything on it. I get the regular popcorn and I pop it myself. I have one of those machines. That's not good pantomime. What I mean. I was absolutely right there. I was carrying like a football or a baby, this popcorn maker.
You're carrying Baby Yoda. It's all good.
The baby and I do a lot of Crystal Light, sugar-free, calorie-free, or the Powerade Light, the one that's or Zero Powerade, because that still has a taste, and I'll drink like a lot of that. And also the other recognition is that okay, I've had a bad show. Everything's bad, but also this day is almost over. If I can just get to bed without eating something that I'm going to regret, without getting so drunk, then tomorrow I have another chance. But the only way this gets worse and I compound this is to make it bad now, because then I make tomorrow bad too. That took decades to get there. Like that.
That's the best advice I've ever received. That's what I needed. All right. Well, I'm going to go eat an entire pizza.
Absolutely, yes. That's how it goes. It's a process, folks. It's gradual but not linear. I could talk again. I say this to everybody. I could talk to you all day, but I could. I have. Thank you. Ken Knapsack, absolutely. Come to a show.
Yes. On social media, you can find my shame at Ken Knapsack. Just at APZOK. I used to have a website, and then now it doesn't work. I found out I got some billing error that said your website's gone because your credit card was expired or something. But find me on social media, all your favorite platforms.
Very
Thank you, buddy.
funny. Oh,
Have fun.
thank you, buddy. You too. Go see his show, Mr. Ken Napsel.
Most awkward dismount.
Oh, no, 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 no. Well, it's this whole thing. The table shakes because it misses you already. And on that same note, we're going to bring up another friend of mine. This has just been a wonderful afternoon. Our time has ceased to mean anything. Please welcome up the absolutely great Christine Blackburn. Here she is. Oh, my, there you go. Hey, that's exactly what this deserves.
Oh,
That is.
that's cool. That was something else, Craig. How exciting.
You did seem excited, I must say. You did seem excited there,
Craig,
Christine.
I'm worried about you.
Uh-oh, okay. I think you're
You're
the fourth person
sounding
in a row to
like
do that.
an 84-year-old man.
Uh-oh. Oh, geez. Which
I
part?
have popcorn that I pop in my hole, whatever that means.
No, it's a popcorn
Without
maker. I gotta tell my
butter.
mom.
You gotta live your life, man.
I do. That's
Time
I
is
eat this
short.
way. The time is short.
In
That's why I got
50
this
years,
body.
we'll
so
all
I
be
don't-
dead.
Yes, some of us a lot shorter than that.
Anyway,
I'm trying to make that 50
I
longer. Yeah.
pretty much disagree with everything you've heard Greg say.
There
But
you
you know,
go.
that's the beauty of comedy. We come from all walks of
We
life.
bring different perspectives here at Flappers
Except that we're
Comedy
both
Club.
from Pittsburgh,
We are from
Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
And
That's
then
right.
when he says crystal light, I
Yes.
almost threw up in my mouth a little. That is so freaking foul, man. It's all
I saw it at the
chemicals.
Giant Eagle. There's plenty of it.
Down at the Eagle, you couldn't pronounce one goddamn word on the back of a crystal light package.
No. So I
You
think
just-
lemon, that's the one at the top. It's not in the
Oh,
ingredient.
It's all chemicals. It's so
Yes.
disgusting. But people in Pittsburgh, for some reason, they think that's actually how you make iced tea. My mother, if I say, "Can you make?" I said, "What's your
Tell me
drink?"
about your
My
moment,
mom,
I think.
my mom will say, "Well, there's crystal light. There's crystal light in the fridge." I said, "Mom, that's not iced tea. Have you heard of the tea bags? Have you heard of that?" And that's the funny thing. My mom loves tea. She drinks tea
Okay.
all the time.
Okay.
Always wants to sit and have a cup of tea. When it comes to iced tea,
Uh-huh.
no clue.
Wow. I got to be honest. I've had iced tea like once in my life, so I know nothing about iced tea.
Ladies
This is
and
something where I have
gentlemen,
no
I
information.
hate to cut it short, but I'm going to have to leave now.
It took 4 people for me to walk against in shame.
Unbelievable, Greg. You really need to broaden your mind. You take the boy out of Pittsburgh,
I
but
was
you
gonna say,
can't
the
get the
3 guys
Pittsburgh
agree
out
with
of
me.
the
We get a
boy.
woman up here. She's like, absolutely not. I want no part of it whatsoever.
Oh my! Oh
Where are you
my!
from in Pittsburgh? I don't think I
I'm
ever
from
asked you.
Gibsonia,
Oh,
North Pittsburgh, in the
okay.
North Hills. You're
Right.
either from the North Hills, the South Hills.
Mhm.
That's how we base it. In
Yes,
Pittsburgh.
that's
It's
very
one or the
simple.
other, the
Mhm.
North or the South, and nor do they meet.
Mhm.
Nor do they
Right. Oh, yeah. No. They're
No.
almost like 2 separate entities. We were talking about Peter a minute ago. And he was talking like Florida is one thing. I'm like, man, Pittsburgh isn't even one thing.
Right.
So bifurcated isn't a word. It's delineated much more than that.
Well, Pittsburgh is a very hilly city, right? So you go up the hill, there's a bar,
Mhm.
and you hit a neighborhood at the top. There's a bar. You go down the other side of the hill, there's a bar and another neighborhood. You go to the bottom of the hill, and you can climb back up where there's another bar.
We have spent so much more time talking about Pittsburgh than we have Burbank. We're so sponsored by Visit Burbank in downtown
And I'll
Burbank.
be
here,
honest
folks.
with you.
Please.
I'm over the drinking thing. I don't know if
Okay.
I told you that.
No, you didn't.
I
That's
don't-
certainly understandable.
I don't drink alcohol
All
anymore.
right, congratulations.
You know,
That's
Greg,
great.
I drank for 40 years.
Okay, that sounds like a good
I'm
run.
not even thirsty anymore. And sometimes I do, like it occurs to me, oh, look at that. I'm reminded that I don't drink. 'Cause
Okay.
There's more room in the refrigerator.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't have as many recyclables to take out.
Oh.
I haven't shit my pants all day.
That-
It's nice.
That's 3 wins right there.
That's
That's
what I
it. That's and it's going to be easier on the bank account
Yeah.
too, not spending on alcohol. Tremendous.
Whether you spend the money or you don't, it's about the actual poison you're putting in your body. But that's here nor there.
You've already given us so many great health tips. Don't drink Crystal Light or alcohol.
But it's
This is
funny
this
'cause
is better health
drinkers-
advice than I get can.
Drinkers are my people.
Oh,
I
okay.
was drinking my whole life. Drinkers
Okay.
are my people. Also,
Okay.
smokers are my people.
Wow.
But I've never smoked cigarettes.
Okay.
But I still like the people. I like the vibe. I
Yeah.
like the hangout.
Mm.
So I'm not even
Okay.
telling people about the alcohol bit. I'm
Okay.
keeping that a secret. 'Cause I
Okay.
just want them to figure it
Well,
out.
that's how you keep something secret, to say it on this live stream.
That's
That's
what I was
definitely good.
thinking.
Yeah.
Because the 4 people out there, well, my mom and then my sister. But that's not the
Hey!
point.
Okay. 5 people. Excellent. I'm glad to hear
You're
that.
working.
Absolutely. Yeah. No. Hey, content is content. Content is king. yeah, so it's what do you got coming up? What shows you on in the
Well,
festival?
it's
How's this
all
all
very
working, please?
exciting here at the
Great.
Flappers Comedy
It
Festival.
genuinely is.
Every year Burbank it just heats up.
Yeah.
And that's with or without the comedy
I was gonna
festival.
say, yeah, it's 100
The point is, I'm on a show today at 5 o'clock with the
Hey!
very, very talented Wendy
Oh,
Liebman.
she's incredible.
She's
She
incredible.
really is.
And it's in the main room, which
Oh,
is a treat.
wow. Yes, yeah. And there's a good and there's this thing, it's like, oh, it's 5 o'clock too early for a comedy show. Absolutely
Not at
not.
all. No,
No,
not
there's
at all.
always a great crowd in the 5 p.m.
I agree.
There really
Because
is.
people like to get a meal and
Yes.
then they leave and it's only 7 o'clock and
Right.
it's
You
still
can
light
still
out.
kind of get ready for
You
the
gotta
work
get
week.
home,
Yeah.
watch the 60 Minutes, well,
Right.
sure, and then watch something with, the heavy set black lady. She's a cop now.
Oh, the Equalizer.
Yeah, the Equalizer. You gotta watch that,
Mhm.
and then something about
That's
true
okay.
crime,
Yeah.
and then you gotta hit the snack. So
Yes.
it all works out,
Mhm. Mhm.
especially when you're over 70 years old like myself.
Awesome. That's and that's a tremendous show. Wendy Liebman is a legend. I mean, I didn't realize just how until I was on a show with her just how far back her career goes,
Yeah.
how successful she's been for how long.
And then I also have a show on Thursday
Hey,
Thursday during the day. I'm teaching a class, a storytelling
oh,
class.
fantastic!
Why aren't you doing my class?
Because I'm working. I
On
work
Thursday?
Thursday. Yeah, I work Thursday. When's your class on Thursday? What time is your class?
From 1:30 to 4:30.
Okay, I'll go complain to my
Storytelling.
boss. Okay,
You know what I do, Greg?
please.
Because
That was my next
I'm
question. But you're more
fair. Have you
professional.
heard of
This
that?
you're fair.
I'm fair.
Okay, I've heard of it as like a concept. I don't know how
Yeah.
necessarily that's
Are
applied to you.
you a fair person?
I like to think so. I'm sure I come up
Yeah,
short
we'll
in many
see.
ways. Okay.
What is this? I have
Okay.
a clock. I have a clock. It's a countdown clock.
Okay.
Something you might see in the post office.
Okay.
And during my class, everybody gets 5 minutes
Okay.
to the number on the clock.
Okay.
Then
That sounds fair.
everybody gets the 5, and then guess what happens?
Somebody goes well over 5.
No, I
Oh,
can't.
okay. Oh, I wasn't sure.
I cut their mic.
I
No,
wasn't
no.
sure where you were
But,
setting me up.
no, what
Okay.
happens after all the 5?
We give notes for a couple minutes.
Well, the notes are
Oh.
within the 5. 3 minutes
Oh.
story. I know notes with you.
Okay.
Then
So,
what happens?
uh,
Well, we do it again. That's
I
a
would
lot
have
of
gotten there
fun.
for like 5 guesses.
Come on down to my storytelling
Okay.
class. All content counts as long as it's interesting.
Why don't you talk a little bit about? I'm curious. Actually, now that you mentioned, I'm curious. When you say storytelling, does it necessarily have to be humorous storytelling?
Well,
I
I'll
mean, what?
say
How do you
this.
mean it in this context?
It doesn't have to be humorous.
Okay.
But I'll say this. You need to have a beginning. You heard of that?
Yeah, I have heard of that one.
How about
yes.
the middle? You heard of that?
A couple times.
You got to have the end.
Makes sense.
It doesn't have to be original. Because there's only about 7 stories in the world.
Man of 1,000 faces. as
Don't
Joseph
worry
Campbell
about
tells
being
us.
original. Just be authentic. You see the difference?
Absolutely.
I don't want to hear your anecdote.
Oh.
I want to hear your story. An
That sounds like an important
anecdote.
distinction.
Well, the word anecdote is tricky in itself. Let's put it on the board.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I mean, there used to be.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
it can't just be a sentence. You know what I mean? I went down to the store, and then I got home. I made dinner. You say, "Okay, where's the story?"
Right. Yeah. No, that's I wasn't exactly on the edge of my seat.
Right. I say, "Get the hell out of class."
Okay.
I don't
well,
want
you
you
haven't
here.
used the whole.
I don't even
that-
want you here.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, is it time for the weather, the traffic, the sports?
It does seem like we've reached the commercial break aspect of what
Here's
tonight's
the
nightly
thing
news
with
call.
storytelling.
Okay.
Let's say you're telling your friend a story, okay? And I'm
sure.
saying da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then when Greg goes like this, really? That's when you should begin the story. That's the
okay.
first
It's
note.
like that. Like a better phrase.
Start with something we're interested in. If you've raised your head, you're
okay.
interested. You ever read a book? No, you haven't. But the point is
Definitely
this.
not me.
Let's say somebody reads a book. You say, how was the book? No, it's not that good in the beginning, but by about page 50 or 60, that book is good. You know what page they should have started the book
Yeah,
on?
this is a 49.
So that's what you do with your story. You start in an interesting place. And when the story's over, you want everybody to go, okay, Now they don't have to sing out loud, but it would be nice.
I was going to say, what a way to close the story. That gets my attention.
It really is important, and it's really word for word. Every word holds value, just like in comedy.
Okay.
Comedy, of course, is a little shorter. There's more brevity to comedy, but
It's also a
storytelling.
different language.
You know what
Yeah.
else is nice with storytelling is
Hit
if
me.
you use a little time stamp. You know what I mean by that? Like you're talking about either fashion or who was president or you time stamp it. It was right after 9/11. You remember that good time. Anyway,
Mhm.
you timestamp it. Something else, add a little dialogue. It doesn't have to be like. And then my father said,
Ah,
"Ew,
right.
it could just see. It could just be." And then my dad said, "Pick up your shoes, or I'm throwing them in the yard." You probably heard that as a kid as well.
Some equivalent of it. No, not word for word, but the sentiment was certainly similar.
Yeah, I'd love you to take the class. I'm teaching a year of Proctors.
Okay.
About 6 times a year. So
Oh,
it happens.
okay.
It happens, and then we do a big show, and
Oh,
everybody likes
wow.
the show.
Oh, I bet.
It's also on a 5 o'clock time slot on a Sunday, and
Oh,
again, people do like that just so they can get home in time for.
right. To be real adults. So it's like a 1 day show. I mean,
It's a
1 day
1 day
class.
class. It's a
Okay.
3 hour class
Oh,
and a
wow.
7 hour show.
Oh,
It's a 3
we've
hour
had that in
class.
the past. That aren't here anymore.
They're
Yeah.
like shorter than 90 minutes. You
Mm.
know, I like to keep them wanting more. What do you
Oh, yeah.
say,
Oh,
Greg?
no. That's something we could use a bit more of in
All
comedy,
right, I gotta
perhaps.
go.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Please. Oh, no. So tell us a bit about your show on Thursday night. You mentioned your show on Thursday night. Wow.
Thursday night's in the Yoo-Hoo Room, and it'll be fun.
I think
maybe-
we're on that show.
think
I
you're
think we're
on it.
both on that show
I think
together.
you're
That's going
on
to be
it.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, so
Yes.
come see Greg and I. We'll
Absolutely.
make out.
We'll have a
Anything
good
can
time. Yeah,
happen.
there you go. We'll throw shoes in the yard. That'll be a
We'll-
metaphor.
We'll take our shoes off and throw them.
And where can they find you online?
You can find me at Storyworthy. You know, I've been
That's such a
podcasting.
good name.
My
Yeah.
podcast is called Storyworthy.
Tell them about your
Well,
podcast.
I've been doing it
Whenever
for
I
15
introduce you,
years.
I introduce the podcast. You've never said much
15
about
years.
it.
It's a long
Okay.
show. The
Okay.
guest comes on the show and they tell a story. That's what the show's based on. It's kind of based
Okay.
on things that are happening now. It's an
Mm.
evergreen show.
Oh,
So you can go
that's
back and
great,
hear
Christine.
stories. Yeah, it is
Okay.
great. You can hear from Patton Oswalt, and you can hear from Margaret Cho. You can hear from Phil Hendry and the Larry King.
Oh, wow.
And Laurie Kilmartin and Jackie
Wow.
Cation and so many fabulous
I was
comedians.
what a
Greg
list.
Fitzsimmons,
What a roster
Adam
that is,
Ferrara. I
Christine.
got them all, man. I got them all.
Wow.
Storyworthypodcast.com. I've been doing the show for 15 years, and I've made hundreds of dollars. So at Storyworthy, that'll be me. And also at Story Smash, because that's my game show.
Oh,
Story Smash.
what is
You gotta
that?
keep a lot of
Oh,
irons in
yeah.
the
No. The
fire.
more you can do, the more tickets you can make.
Story
Absolutely.
Smash is a very funny game show that I developed about 14 or 15 years ago as well. Yeah. And basically, I have a big prize wheel on the stage, and the contestants come up, comedians, spin
Okay.
the wheel, whatever it lands on, they tell a true 1 minute story. After the story's over, they're critiqued by the expert judges.
Okay.
Like, I just had a show Friday. I always have blanket patches on my shows.
Okay.
Danny Zucker.
Hey, wow, that's a talent. That's
Yeah.
a name I know.
Then I've
Yeah.
had Wendy McClendon Covey and Sandra Singh Lowe and Melissa Peterman and some wonderful, wonderful people been on my show.
Cool.
Go to storysmashow.com. Everybody, storysmashow.com.
Okay. I thought you were looking at everybody for them to do
So
nothing
when
for
are
the sake of-
you guys going back east?
Well, I'm going back. I'm going to go visit my mom in September for about a week. I'm going to do my day job stuff from there. I'm going to go to the home opener. Hopefully,
You think she'll make you Crystal Lake?
I'm going to make it. And I'll mix it with vodka. That's my favorite. That's the one drink I have a week. Typically, is that.
You open up this little canister thing. You feel that
Oh no,
foil.
no,
Inside
it's in like a whole plastic
is a
long thing
small
now.
hockey puck. I don't want to hear it. And then you
I think
throw
the
it
one
in
you're
your drink.
describing is from
You
1994.
could also light it on fire and make a small fire right in front of your eyes. But Greg,
In a
you
state
just
where
pour
fireworks
it
are
down.
illegal. But yes, that's absolutely yes. That is. It's one of those ways I trick my body into. This is all smoke and mirrors. This is all for show. This body. This is at any moment I'm going to
Did he tell you he
glass out
lost 10 pounds? He tells everybody.
150 pounds. But it's. I actually hadn't mentioned it in those words until now. That yesterday I did it immediately when I was on different sides of theater. But
seems
yes,
Very hard to believe. You
it
weighed
is crazy.
150 more
It's hard
pounds.
for me to believe.
Now, I
we
weigh,
can put my pictures up, but I don't
I
typically
weigh
do.
about $140.
Okay.
So if I sit on your lap, that would feel normal?
Well, one, no, it wouldn't for reasons that don't have anything to do with me losing weight. But
Interesting,
secondly, no, I mean, that was a long time ago, and the weight fluctuates. But weight fluctuated. It doesn't now because I actually lost 100 doing a little over 100 doing the Atkins when I was 21, the low carb stuff, and then I
Greg
put it
Benevit.
all back on. So then I lost
Oof.
150 not doing
How
that.
do you even afford the clothes to like?
I've
go up
just
and
started
down?
talking about that in my act.
Is
Yes,
that right?
it's yeah. It's what I do is I get clothes and I don't buy anything
Do
new
you
until I hit a
have-
different milestone.
Do you have those rings in the closet that says like the size, like size 32 waist, 34?
I try to
waist,
hang on to
and you
those as
go
much
over
as
to
I
your-
can.
All the way up to your 40,
Oh, I still have some
42.
3XLs. I try to use those
That
for the.
is
I
really
still try to
something
use the
else.
3XL. I try to save those. Yeah,
Yeah.
3XLs. I tried buying a frame for my size 48, 30 pants,
Wow.
but it was like $200
Right.
to buy a frame
Plus,
that
you
was
don't
big
have
enough.
a wall big enough.
Right, exactly. And I think my dad made the point at the time, was like, it would look like you killed a fat guy. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good point.
What
I
about
can't do
if
that.
you get on stage and we flash up a picture of you heavy set?
I've thought about that.
I've thought
about that.
I've lost sleep over that.
I've thought about that. I used to, a couple times I tried and never did it. I pulled the size 48 pants out of a bag, and that was like a little too jarring to be funny. Like I tried to do it and that was, so I haven't messed with that yet. Maybe at some point,
Maybe
now
you
that
come
we're in the
out-
giving me notes
How
aspect
about
of
if you
the
come
podcast.
out in the pants?
I mean, there'd be no way, I'd have to, I would put both my legs I have in one pant
And
leg.
then I'll be
that
in
would
the
be the
other
only way to
pant
do it.
leg.
The sack race. Yeah.
Did you say sack?
It's like a sack race, like the sack race,
three-legged race.
Yeah, it'd be kind of like that, which I also never did. But yeah, that'd be the only way. I mean, but even then, I'd be worried about, like, at this point, I want to preserve these pants like a museum piece. Like, I don't want them, I'd worry about their
Greg,
structural integrity.
Are you dating?
I'm single right now. I don't know.
I have to say, with the crystal light and the big pants, I mean,
The big pants
you're
never
every
come out.
woman's dream. You're a dream man.
It's someone else that hasn't noticed I've sweated entirely through this shirt. But yes,
And I
but
have
thank
to
you.
tell
I
you,
appreciate that.
I'm not saying I've been with a lot of men,
Uh-oh.
but if men were floats, I'd have a parade.
It's good. That's good. That's good. Is there anything that I haven't asked you about that you'd like to say?
I think you've pretty much wrapped it up. Now, my blood pressure, if you want to go into my A1C.
Oh, man. I auditioned for Ozempic before it was big. I was going to play the doctor.
But your dancing wasn't good enough.
No. It was worse than that. I was going to be the doctor that was saying, hey, your A1C levels are good.
You'd be great at that.
Well, what happened was they told me I smiled too much and that no doctor would actually smile that much. And I was like, but the A1C levels were good. I was supposed to be, your A1C levels are good. Like I was supposed to be mad about it. Like I bet on Ozempic.
But you can't win.
Yeah.
You smile
heart
too
disease.
much.
Right.
You don't smile enough.
Right.
You're too heavy. You're too thin.
That's what I think of whenever someone mentions A1C levels, that exact anecdote. So, yes.
Well, I'll make sure I send the whole report over later. But it's also going to be in the blog.
Absolutely. Please see her at 5 p.m. tonight. And then and then go to her story class on Thursday and on the show 7:30. Yes, there she is.
Greg Benevent.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christine Blackburn. All right. AJ, do we have anyone else? What else is left? What's happening?
That's it. Just let them know they can find us back here tomorrow from 5 to 6 and thank our sponsors.
All right. This is good. I don't know if you can hear him, but I'm glad he told me this is my first time, and amazingly they are having me back. But tomorrow you'll have a different host here with you from 5 to 6 Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can do the math if you're somewhere else. I'd like to thank once again all the fantastic sponsors that we have here at the Burbank Comedy Festival, starting with Visit Burbank in downtown Burbank. Also the wonderful folks at the Story Tavern, the Hilton Garden Inn, the Barney's Beanery, UME Federal Credit Union, Budweiser, and Calaveras. I've only been there ever with this festival. What's the right way to say it, AJ? Calaveras. Their art is so good, and I'm so Pittsburgh, as we established. I couldn't quite make it. Is that an L or an N? So yeah, Calaveras. That's a fantastic place. They got really good food there, and so come by Burbank Comedy Festival. We'll keep on going, and see you all week. Take it easy and have a good night.